In this video we're going to show you how to fix this plastic part which runs under the seat, which they can be known to break if you get something stuck under there. This part basically is the motor that moves the seat backwards and forwards. There's two poles that go in either side of this motor. This sits in the middle of the seat. Our one, when we got the car, had snapped. This is the remains of it. It means it doesn't move backwards and forwards, and the hope is now we move this, it moves both sides evenly. It doesn't move backwards and forwards at all, so we have to remove the seat, or at least take the bolts out enough to get the seat lifted up, and then hopefully we can replace it with this new one. We need a Torx bolt. This is a T50. You note the problem that we have is the front two I can get to. They're exposed based on where the seat came to its sort of final resting place before the electronic motor broke. So I can get these undone, hopefully. We can do that in a second, but I can't get access to the ones at the rear because the seat is too far back. However, underneath the seat, what I've seen, and I'll show you this in a second if I can get a light under there, using these poles I can put these in either side and just rotate them manually, and actually it moves the seat very gently slightly forward. So my plan is remove the front bolt, pop these into the relevant bit, manually move it by hand forward using these, and then hopefully we can get access to the rear bolts and then lift the seat back, get the new part fitted. And we're looking under the seat now. You can see we've got the old part here. You can make that out and you can see where it's snapped. And what we're trying to do is get these poles into the slots where they go, in between these two screws here. Get the little end in, and then you can see there's like a sleeve. Then you just have to turn it like that to move the seat manually, and you have to do it on both sides obviously. Yeah, you see just about make out the hole in the middle there to get that in. Let's give that a go. You can see either side I've got the little poles stuck in there, and I'm just twisting those by hand each side a little bit, and it's slowly turning the seat forward. So I'm having to go in here, twist, go to the other side, twist, and slowly the seat is edging forward to expose the rear Torx that I need.
One eternity later.
In the back now, what we should see is the ability, yes, to get the bolt on the Torx. So let's get these undone, and hopefully we can get this seat back and look underneath and get the bars fixed properly. The 4 bolts are out, and there you go. We can move the seat back. Wow, okay, so I need a hoover. But you can see where I stuck in these little poles here, and just had to manually wind the seat forward. Okay, we've taken the seat out. First anomaly, trying to get this in. I think it's a bit of a puzzle. The motor pops out here, so I'm hoping that's going to come out. I'll pop that out, because obviously this doesn't fit here. I mean, it does fit, but it doesn't. The only way of getting it in is to push these edges out, and this is all riveted in, so you don't want to do that. But I think if you pop this motor out, this bit clips in both sides, and then you pop the motor in, and then the bits that flex are the drive poles that go either side. They're not in their outer coating, and then you pop them in and into there, and I think that will do it. I have another slight dilemma, this is my possible solution. Is at the moment this is some kind of mechanism here on a long, you can see in there, threaded pole both sides. Because I've been doing this one side, I don't know how even it is, and obviously when it's electronically powered from a central motor, it needs to drive both sides evenly, otherwise it's going to go like that and just mess up. So what I'm going to do is drive manually the seat right as far forward as it will go on both sides, so that we know it's absolutely even on both sides. So I'm going to do that. Also, my part has these poles, these metal bits at the end, those prongs, whereas my old part that I took out doesn't have them, but they are in there. So, and they look pretty solid in there. So what I'm going to do is take them out of here. So I'm going to take them out of here, try and get this metal, this plastic part clipped in, wind the whole thing forward manually. Actually, wind the whole thing forward manually first, try and get the plastic part clipped in, put the motor in, and then hopefully that should do it. What I'm doing now is what I was doing under the car before. So turning these to get the whole seat on the rail as far forward as it will physically go. Then we know we're even. These are positioned evenly on both sides. What I've noticed is there's I'm going off this side. This bit is the bit that moves in the rail, and this side, and I'm going off the fact that they are level. I don't have the time, I just want to get this fixed. I've clipped the plastic holder, motor holder in both sides. That went in pretty easy. The gap between the metal parts is actually enough for it to just kind of drop in this side and then drop in that side. Now, to get it in, the motor is out. What I'm going to do is put the rod arm in there. This is my cunning plan, and I'm sure it's been designed accordingly, and I can't do it with one arm. Put the rod arm in there, both sides, and then drop the rod arm where it needs to be, and then the motor just clips in its slot, and then there's clips for this. That's what I'm going to do. We have had some level of success. The plug is in, the drive bars are in, the motor's in, it's clipped in both sides. Fingers crossed. That's the broken one. This is the one we removed. It is a bit of a fiddle to get it in. What we did in the end was we sort of offered the plastic up, put the rods in, put the outer covering of the rods in, then pop the ends in the motor, and then push that motor down into there. And they do, you can see there, the outer coating bit just clips in. Plug the plug back in. There's a little clipper there. So hopefully we're going to now put this in the car and see if it works. Wish us luck. This is the seat back in the car, and this is a clip for the main wire harness. Wire harness has been plugged in there. What we're going to do is lower it down. You've got these locating pins here which correspond to there, so we're going to get it in position. Then we're going to put the bolts in at the back. Then we're going to hopefully electronically, it should work by this point, this will be the real test, slide it back and then put the bolts in at the front, and then that will be job done. Okay, so the rear bolts are in. The hope is now we move this, it moves both sides evenly. Look at that. To expose the front bolts. Call that a fix. If you've ever bought a car and there's something wrong with it, it's not put you off buying it, but it's bugged you ever since you bought it, and you know you need to fix it. This was one of those things where, and it seems quite trivial, the passenger seat not being able to move forwards and backwards electronically, but it was and is a little bit inconvenient when people get in and go, oh, how do I move my seat? I'm like, you can't. Well, now you can. So that's an absolute delight. So there you go, we've ended the video on an absolute positive. We fixed it. I hope that was useful. If you've got an Alfa Romeo Giulia and your seat and their electronic seats broke, I think the seats are the same in the Stelvio, that's sugar, isn't it? Stelvio, the seats are the same. The part I got actually was for a Stelvio. So say if you're buying yourself a whole new seat and dismantling the part, I got it from a parts supplier on eBay. It just came up actually, just like perfect timing, and it was the bit of the seat that I needed, and yeah, it works, and I'm moving my scene forwards and backwards. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you again very soon. Cheers.